Should you buy a domain from someone else for your website? So in this instance, we're talking about actually going and purchasing a domain from someone else that holds it rather than buying a domain that's freely available to register. This is a loaded question, and I think the most important factor you have to consider is how much marketing you're going to be doing with that domain name. So, for example, let's say you're going the whole way. You've got TV commercials, you've got billboards, you've got pins, T-shirts, everything else. If you're going to that length and you're spending that amount of money, it's worth it to spend money to get the domain that's a premier domain or a domain that's most applicable to you. Now, it really depends on how much you're going to pay, but this is kind of like a sliding scale that goes along with your marketing campaign. So if you've got a big marketing campaign, let's say $100,000, it's probably worth it to spend $8,000 on that very nice generic domain name that exactly describes you. And it doesn't have to be a generic, it can be anything. But the bottom line is, if you're marketing to a bunch of people, you want your domain to be memorable, you want your domain to be easy to say, easy to refer people to. You want people to remember this domain, and if it's worth it, the extra marketing dollars to pay for that domain, if that's the case. Now, if all you're doing is building a site on that, then the ROI of that domain goes down dramatically for you. But it still depends. Sometimes a good domain's worth it just for the search engine benefits down the road. It doesn't necessarily mean you rank well right now, but good domains with the keywords included can and will give you a boost in the search engines, depending on what you're trying to rank for and what words you've got going on in there. So a good domain helps. I would buy one if the situation dictated. If I'm not going to throw a bunch of money at it, or I'm not going to put a lot into the site, I wouldn't go out and pay $1,000, $2,000 or more for a domain name. However, if you're paying a bunch of money for the marketing, don't leave the back door open behind you. Go ahead and close that door, secure a great domain name, one that's easy to say, is memorable, and conveys your brand well. And if you do that, you're going to get more for your marketing dollars.